Ever wish dreams could, like, actually shape reality? Well, in Neil Gaiman's The Sandman, they do. Like, fear can become a monster, literally.
Yeah.
And this one being controls all of imagination.
It's wild.
It's pretty wild. So we're going to dive deep into this world today, unpacking how the Sandman uses dreams to explore power, identity.
All that good stuff.
Yeah, all that good stuff. Even our collective unconscious. Now, what happens when the realm of dreams kind of decays?
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah. Can dreams be a source of power?
Absolutely.
But what's the price?
Right. Big questions.
Are they just escapism?
Mm-hmm.
Or do they hold some deeper truths?
That's what we're going to find out. It's fascinating how Gaiman treats dreams as this force that's like intertwined with our waking lives.
Yeah.
Not just like fluffy bedtime stories. They reflect who we are, like individually, but also as a society.
I like that. I like that. It's not just about Morpheus, who is
the personification of dream.
Yeah. Yeah, the king of dreams.
Yeah.
It's about how dreams impact, like, literally everyone.
Everyone.
So, okay. The Sandman focuses on Morpheus ruling the dreaming, right?
Right.
Which is the realm where all of our dreams take shape. But this isn't just some, like, random fantasy land, is it?
Not at all. No, the dreaming is much more than that. It's like this this mirror reflecting humanity's hopes, fears, desires, you know, even our collective unconscious. It's directly influenced by the waking world.
Yeah.
And what happens there in the waking world can actually have, like, real consequences for us, for all of us.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like when Morpheus gets imprisoned.
Oh, yeah.
The dreaming decays, and, like, nobody can sleep. Nobody can dream properly.
It's a mess.
It's a mess. Total chaos. And it shows you just how essential dreams are to our well-being. Makes you wonder.
Right.
Like, if we neglect our own imagination and creativity, are we hurting that connection to the dreaming too?
It's a powerful metaphor, right? You know, like, without imagination, we lose a vital part of ourselves. And the Sandman really drives that point home, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And then there's this whole concept of dreams being a source of power.
Right.
Like, it's not just that the character is powerful, but the very act of dreaming is depicted as something that can be used for good.
Yeah.
Or for bad.
Absolutely. Like, take William Shakespeare, for example.
Okay.
He makes a deal with Morpheus, right? For a creative genius, in exchange for writing plays about dreams.
Whoa.
And that bargain shapes his entire career.
That's a fascinating idea. But it does raise questions about, like, artistic integrity, doesn't it?
Sure.
Like, is Shakespeare's genius truly his own if it comes from, like, a deal with dream?
Right.
Where do we even draw the line between inspiration and manipulation?
That's a big one.
When it comes to, like, creativity.
It's complex.
It's very complex.
And the Sandman doesn't shy away from those gray areas.
Yeah.
Like, we also see the potential dangers of dream power with Rose Walker, right?
Right.
She's this seemingly ordinary girl, but she becomes so incredibly powerful in the dreaming.
Yeah.
And her dreams, they literally have the potential to reshape reality.
Yeah.
But not always in a good way.
Right. Right. And her story is almost like a cautionary tale, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, what happens when someone just, like, stumbles into that kind of power,
right,
but they don't really understand the consequences?
Exactly. It raises all these questions about, like, control, responsibility, and the unintended consequences of everything we do, even the stuff that originates from a really innocent place.
Right, right. And that kind of leads us to how the Sandman blurs the lines between dreams and reality, making us question, like, what's actually real?
Right.
Like with Jed Walker, who escapes his abusive reality through the dreaming, but then it becomes almost a prison for him.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So is it a sanctuary or a trap?
It's both.
Right. Have you ever had a dream?
Oh, all the time.
That felt so real.
Yeah.
You questioned what was truly real.
Absolutely. I think we all have. And the Sandman just taps into that feeling.
Yeah.
And makes us think about how our dreams influence how we see the world, like our perception.
Right.
It's not just a one-way street either, you know? Like the waking world influences the dreaming and vice versa. Yeah. This constant interplay, it's like so central to the story.
Yeah, it's like this feedback loop.
Exactly.
It's so cool. And the dreams in the Sandman aren't just like personal things, are they?
Yeah.
They tap into something much larger.
So much bigger.
You see all these like figures from mythology, history, in the dreaming, Cain and Abel, Emperor Norton, the three fates. It's like all these ancient stories and archetypes are just like woven into our dreams, right? Creating this like shared dream world, almost a collective unconscious.
Exactly. It makes you really think about that concept.
Oh, for sure.
The collective unconscious. The idea that we all like tap into this reservoir of shared experiences and archetypes through our dreams.
Whoa.
Think about those common dreams people have, like falling or being chased. Could those be echoes of like primal fears passed down through generations? Part of this like shared human experience. The Sandman certainly suggests it.
It makes you wonder about like the nature of nightmares too, doesn't it?
For sure.
Like, are they just there to scare us or do they serve a purpose?
Right. Like take the Corinthian, for example.
Okay.
Literally a nightmare like created by Morpheus. He rebels and becomes this like terrifying force of chaos.
Oh, yeah?
Showing what can happen when our darkest fears run wild.
Right.
But it also makes you ask, right? Do our nightmares, do they hold messages about ourselves?
That's a good question.
Right. Like, can confronting them, even in our waking lives, lead to, like, personal growth?
It's like they're trying to tell us something. Yeah. That idea of dreams being a tool for self-discovery.
Yeah.
It's woven through the whole story, isn't it?
Totally. Like with Rose Walker, right?
Yeah.
Grappling with her destiny, or even Morpheus himself being challenged and forced to evolve.
It suggests that maybe dreams are more than just like these fleeting illusions, right?
Right.
Maybe they offer a path to understanding ourselves better, facing our fears, discovering hidden strengths.
All of that.
Okay, so we've established that dreams can be this source of power. But what about the ethical side of controlling them?
Right.
I mean, Morpheus is essentially the king of dreams, right? He like shapes the dreaming, makes all these life-altering decisions.
Huge responsibility.
Huge responsibility.
And you're right. And Morpheus's power comes with like a ton of responsibility.
Yeah.
He grapples with all these difficult choices, like how he deals with Gaul, who's a nightmare who actually wants to help people. Or the Corinthian, his own creation, you know? These are like moral dilemmas.
Yeah.
With huge consequences. It raises a fascinating question. Is it ever right to manipulate someone's dreams, even if it's for their own good?
That's a tough one.
Where's the line?
Where is the line? It seems like even in the realm of dreams, there are no easy answers.
No easy answers.
But maybe that's the point, right?
I think so.
The Sandman makes us think about all this complex stuff, but it doesn't give us like the easy answer.
Exactly. It challenges us to deal with, you know, the messy realities of power, responsibility, and the blurred lines between dreams and reality. And it wants us to consider different perspectives, you know?
Yeah.
Even the ones that make us kind of uncomfortable.
Right. So we've talked about the power of dreams, this blurring of lines between dreams and reality.
Yeah.
The ethical dilemmas.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. But there's another layer to this whole thing, isn't there?
I think so, yeah.
This idea that dreams are like a universal experience.
Totally.
Something that connects us all.
One of the things that makes the Sandman so great is that it presents dreams as this fundamental human experience, you know, that transcends time and culture.
I like that.
You see characters from all walks of life, from different eras, different backgrounds, all interacting with the dreaming in their own way. In their own unique ways. Yeah.
And it really emphasizes that shared human experience of dreaming, right? This incredible power of imagination that we all possess.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Whether it's, you know, a modern day girl like Rose Walker or figures from like ancient myths.
Right.
Everyone is touched by the dreaming.
In some way.
In some way.
It's a reminder that, like, no matter how different we are on the surface, you know?
Yeah.
We're all connected through our dreams, our fears, our aspirations. The dreaming is like this shared space where all those common threads of humanity are woven together.
It's like the Sandman is saying that even in a world that can feel really divided, dreams have the power to unite us.
I love that. And in a world that often feels mundane, it reminds us of the power and beauty of the imagination. That's a powerful message.
It is a powerful message. It makes you wonder what we could discover if we just paid a little more attention to our own dreams. And the stories they tell us about ourselves and the world. What do you think? Are you ready to explore some specific storylines and characters that really highlight these themes?
Let's do it. I think you'll find these particular stories super insightful.
Okay, let's dive in.
Yeah. Ready when you are. The Sandman is so rich with examples.
Oh, I know.
It's hard to choose where to start.
Right.
But to really show how dreams can reflect reality.
Yeah.
I think Barbie's story in A Doll's House
Oh, yeah.
is really striking. You're familiar with that one, right?
Oh, of course, Barbie creates this, like, idyllic dream world
Right.
inside the dreaming. Mm-hmm. But then things get, like...
dark.
Yeah, they get dark, and it starts mirroring, like, her struggles.
Exactly.
She's dealing with, like, this controlling boyfriend, feeling trapped, and all of that bleeds into her dream world.
Yeah.
Showing how connected they are.
It's like one's affecting the other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's more than just her personal struggles, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Barbie's story also shows, like, how societal pressures, expectations about how women should behave, you know,
right.
how those things impact us.
Yeah.
Mentally, emotionally.
It's like all that stuff is weighing on her.
Totally.
And it kind of seeps in. It seeps in into her subconscious.
I see what you mean. It's like the decay of Barbie's dream world. It's almost symbolic, right?
I think so.
Of how those, like, external pressures can weigh us down.
Yeah.
Even seep into our subconscious.
Exactly.
And then that connects back to that larger theme.
Right.
Of the dreaming decaying while Morpheus is imprisoned.
Yeah, it's like a domino effect.
It is. It's like this domino effect.
Morpheus is gone, the dreaming weakens, and it affects all these individual dream worlds.
Barbies.
Exactly. Gaiman's highlighting this connection, right?
Yeah.
Between the personal and the collective, the individual and society.
I like it. It makes you think about how our own, you know, mental and emotional states might be, like, impacting the world.
Yeah, even on a subconscious level.
Subconscious level, yeah. So, okay, we've got dreams mirroring reality, revealing hidden truths about ourselves and the world.
Right.
But what about dreams as, like, a source of power and those ethical questions that come with it?
Well, for that, we have to talk about desire.
Oh, one
of the endless, like, dream, but driven by, well, desire.
Of course.
In all its forms.
Right.
And let me tell you, desire is a master manipulator.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly scheming, trying to influence both dream and humanity through dream.
Desire is such a fascinating character. And so morally ambiguous.
Yeah.
Is desire inherently good or evil?
It's a good question.
Or is it all about how that desire is, like, used, how it manifests in the world?
That's the genius of Gaiman. Yeah. He doesn't give you the easy answers.
No, he doesn't.
Desire just, like, embodies that duality, you know, how our desires can lead to amazing things,
right?
Creativity, inspiration, but they can also lead to destruction and chaos.
Right, if they're not kept in check.
Exactly.
And then there's that whole conflict between dream and desire.
Oh, yeah.
That runs through the whole series.
The whole thing.
It's like this epic battle between, like, duty and passion, reason and emotion.
Dream is all about order and responsibility. Yeah. And then you have desire, who's just like
chaotic.
The chaotic, wild energy of desire.
Yeah. And their conflict plays out in the dream, but it has, like, real-world consequences.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not all about, you know, the negative side of desire, though.
No, not at all.
We also see how dreams can lead to, like, extraordinary experiences and personal growth.
Right.
Like with Hob Gadling.
Hob Gadling, yeah.
Who makes a deal with Dream to live forever.
Right.
And ends up having this incredible, albeit, you know, complicated life.
Complicated, yeah. But his story is incredible.
It is.
It's a testament to human resilience.
Yeah.
And the beauty of connection, despite all the hardships. He just chooses to keep living.
Yeah.
To keep experiencing life.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It makes you think about what it means to be human, doesn't it?
It really does.
Like, even with all the pain and loss that comes with life.
It's part of it.
There's still something so precious about just existing.
I agree.
About connecting with others, experiencing the world.
Absolutely. And it speaks to that need for connection, right?
Yeah, that human need.
Even when we're suffering, we find comfort in each other.
Yeah. In
shared experiences and just being alive.
I love that. And Hobbes' whole journey of self-discovery, like how he evolves over centuries, it ties back into that theme of dreams, helping us become better versions of ourselves.
Totally. And it's not just Hobbes, though, is it?
No, it's not.
So many characters in the Sandman go through these transformations. In The Dreaming, even Morpheus.
Oh, yeah, even Morpheus.
He changes so much.
He does. He starts off as this, like, rigid...
Right, aloof.
Yeah, aloof figure bound by duty. But through his interactions with humans and other beings, he learns about compassion, empathy.
Even love.
Even love. It's a beautifully crafted character arc, showing how even, like, an immortal being can be changed by experiences and relationships.
It's powerful. It suggests that we're all works in progress, right?
Always evolving, always learning.
Constantly.
And maybe our dreams are a part of that.
Maybe so.
Even if we don't realize it. What do you think? Have you ever had a dream that felt like it was trying to teach you something?
That's a question for our listener, isn't it? The beauty of the Sandman is that it sparks those personal reflections. It makes you look inward. Connect the themes to your own life.
You're right, of course.
Yeah.
But I am curious to hear your thoughts as well.
Okay, shoot.
We've talked about so many different aspects
of
the Sandman.
Yeah.
But there's one storyline that, like, always sticks with me.
Okay.
The one with Nada.
Oh, Nada.
The African queen that Dream loved.
Centuries ago.
Centuries ago.
Yeah.
It's such a tragic story.
It is.
But it shows us so much about Dream, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Nada's story is heartbreaking, but it's so important to understanding Dream.
Yeah.
It shows his capacity for love, but also his capacity for cruelty.
Right.
His struggle to forgive himself.
Oh, for sure.
For past mistakes.
It's a story about love and loss.
Yeah.
And the power of guilt.
Absolutely. And it shows a side of love in Dream we don't always see.
Yeah, that vulnerability.
Yeah, vulnerability beneath that stoic exterior.
Yeah, exactly. And it shows that even a powerful being like Dream can be haunted by the past, you know?
Totally. Choices made in the name of love and duty.
And speaking of complex characters,
okay,
we can't forget Delirium.
Delirium.
The youngest of the endless.
She's something else.
Her storyline is whimsical, but also really poignant.
Yeah, it's a great mix. Do you have a favorite Delirium moment?
Oh, that's a tough one.
She's so unpredictable.
She is, I think what I love most about her is that she represents, like, the chaos.
Yeah.
The unpredictability of the human mind. It's like she's reminding us that not everything has to be, you know...
neat and orderly.
Yeah, neat and orderly, exactly.
Yeah.
There's beauty in the messy parts of ourselves.
I agree. And what's interesting is that she was once Delight.
Oh, right.
But something happened that changed her.
Changed her completely.
It speaks to how fragile the human psyche is, right?
Yeah.
How easily our minds can be broken by trauma or loss.
Makes you wonder what happened to her.
It does. It's almost like a metaphor, you know, for how we all experience change and loss.
Yeah.
And how those experiences can shape us in ways we don't expect.
Yeah, it's like we're not always in control.
Right. And her story challenges the idea that chaos is bad.
Oh, interesting.
Delirium, even though she's so fragmented, she still has wisdom and insight.
Yeah.
It's about accepting the strange parts of ourselves.
The parts that make us uncomfortable.
Exactly. And speaking of embracing complexity,
okay,
the Sandman doesn't shy away from social issues either.
Right.
The storyline with Wanda.
Oh, Wanda. It's incredibly relevant, even today.
It is. It shows Gaiman's sensitivity as a writer.
Yeah.
He wrote Wanda's story with so much respect, highlighting the challenges, the discrimination faced by trans people, and emphasizing the importance of respecting people's identities, chosen families.
It's a story about finding your people, the ones who accept and love you for who you are.
Absolutely. Regardless of what society says.
Yeah. And it shows how dreams can be a space for exploring those different identities, challenging societal norms.
The dreaming, like the real world, is a diverse place.
Yeah.
And Gaiman encourages us to embrace that.
To challenge our assumptions and see the world through different lenses.
Exactly. It's amazing how the Sandman can be both fantastical and grounded.
I know, right?
At the same time.
It's got these big universal themes.
Yeah.
But also these deeply personal stories.
Right. And it's all thanks to Gaiman's skill as a storyteller.
He's a master.
He creates this world that feels familiar.
Yeah.
But also otherworldly, with characters that are flawed and complex.
But ultimately very human.
Exactly. I think that's why the Sandman still resonates with people decades later. It speaks to the power of stories, right?
It really does.
Yeah.
It's more than just a comic book.
It's a work of art.
It's a work of art that says something about being human. It makes you think, makes you feel, and it makes you want to revisit it again and again. What about its impact on, like, pop culture?
Oh, that's a whole other thing.
Right.
But the Sandman's influence is undeniable from the audiobooks to the Netflix show.
Oh, yeah.
It's introduced so many people to this world, and it's sparked all these discussions about dreams, mythology, storytelling itself.
Yeah.
It's inspiring people to create.
That's amazing. I think one reason it's resonated so much is because it speaks to this human need for stories.
I think so. We crave narratives.
Yeah.
Ways to make sense of the world.
To connect with each other.
Exactly. And it's not just about consuming stories passively.
No.
The Sandman wants us to participate.
Oh, interesting.
To tap into our own creativity, to explore all the possibilities in our minds.
Like we're part of the story, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even in a world that can feel dark and chaotic, there's still room for wonder, for magic.
For dreams.
For dreams. And maybe by embracing our imaginations.
By paying attention to the stories we tell.
Yeah.
We can make the world a little more magical.
I love that. Beautifully said. And with that, we've explored some of the most compelling characters and storylines in The Sandman.
We have.
Haven't we?
Yeah.
But I think we'd be remiss if we didn't go a little deeper.
Oh, I agree.
Into the, like, philosophical and psychological stuff.
That's the good stuff.
What do you think? Ready to dive into those deeper waters?
Absolutely. That's where the real magic is, wouldn't you say?
Let's go. Okay, so we've covered, like, the characters, the storylines, the cultural impact of the Sandman.
The whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing. But now, what about, like, the deeper meaning?
Okay.
What's it telling us about ourselves, you know, about our relationship with dreams and reality?
That's where it gets really juicy.
Yeah.
On one level, the Sandman is, like, a psychological exploration.
Okay.
It's all about the power of our subconscious. How dreams can reveal our hidden fears.
Desires, even truths we don't want to admit to.
Yeah, like the stuff we push down.
Exactly. It's like dreams are this secret language. We used to talk to ourselves, you know, revealing these hidden parts of our minds.
And the Sandman helps us decode that language. Right?
Totally. It's not all pretty, though.
Right.
There are nightmares, anxieties, all that baggage.
Yeah.
But maybe by facing those things...
Even if it's just in our dreams.
Even if it's just in our dreams.
We can learn and grow from them.
I think so.
Like those nightmares are trying to tell us something. To pay attention to those issues we're ignoring in real life. You think Gaiman's saying dreams are a form of therapy?
It's an interesting idea. He definitely presents dreams as this space. To confront our demons, work through all that emotional stuff.
Yeah, but there's also this whole philosophical layer.
Oh, yeah.
To the Sandman, isn't there?
Big time.
It makes you question what's real, you know?
Totally. Like, what is real?
What is a dream?
Are those lines as clear as we think?
I don't know.
Right.
It's like that scene where Morpheus talks to the nightmare creatures.
Okay, yeah.
And he's like, what is real? A dream? An idea? We are but thoughts. Thoughts given form.
Whoa.
It's deep, right? It makes you question everything you thought you knew.
It challenges everything we think we know about what's real.
Yeah.
And it suggests that maybe our dreams are just as important as our waking lives.
Both essential parts of who we are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not just about questioning reality, though.
Right, yeah.
There's also this theme of responsibility.
Yeah, with Morpheus.
Especially with Morpheus. He's got all this power over the dreaming.
Yeah.
And his choices, they have massive consequences. He's the embodiment of that responsibility that comes with power.
Right, whether it's dreams or real life.
Exactly. And his story shows that even powerful people make mistakes, you know?
They're not perfect.
They're not perfect. They mess up, and they have to deal with the fallout.
It's like he's learning as he goes, right? Figuring out this whole power thing.
Dealing with the consequences.
And it reminds us that leadership isn't about being perfect.
No.
It's about owning your mistakes. Trying to do better.
And that's how Morpheus grows, right? He becomes more compassionate, more understanding.
It's pretty inspiring.
It's a powerful message about personal growth.
Totally. Even for immortal beings.
Right.
And it connects back to those big questions.
Yeah, the big ones.
That the Sandman is wrestling with. What's real? What's the meaning of life, good and evil? The responsibility of power?
Those are timeless questions.
They really are. Maybe that's why the Sandman feels so relevant.
I think so. In a world that feels so messed up.
Yeah, so chaotic.
Gives us this space to explore those big anxieties, question everything, and maybe find some meaning.
It's like a mirror to our own anxieties.
Right. But it also offers hope.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
In the face of all that darkness,
Yeah.
the Sandman reminds us that there's still beauty and wonder out there.
It encourages us to embrace our imaginations. Yeah.
Explore our dreams. Never stop questioning the world.
That's powerful. I think it resonates with people now more than ever.
Probably. We're overloaded with information these days.
I know.
It's hard to know what's even real anymore.
Right. And the Sandman is like this refuge.
Yeah, a safe space to explore all that doubt.
In a creative way.
Right. And it gives us the power to create our own meaning, both in our dreams and in our waking lives.
It's a call to action.
It is.
Use your imagination to make the world better.
Exactly. Like Gaiman is saying, here's the power of stories, of dreams, of imagination. Go make your own.
I love that. That's the legacy of the Sandman, isn't it?
It is. It's a story that stays with you.
Yeah.
Makes you think, challenges you, and inspires you.
To dream bigger.
To think deeper.
And to engage with the world.
Exactly.
Well, everyone, that's it for our deep dive into the Sandman.
It's been a wild ride.
It has been a wild ride.
I hope you've enjoyed exploring this world with us.
If the Sandman has piqued your interest.
Yeah, go check it out. Read the comics, watch the show.
Let your imagination run wild.
Who knows, maybe it'll inspire you to pay a little more attention to your own dreams.
Maybe.
Because as the Sandman teaches us, dreams aren't just illusions.
They're powerful.
They can shape our lives in ways we never imagined.
Absolutely.
So, until next time,
keep dreaming.
Keep exploring.
And keep those imaginations burning.